Hi, this is Tom Kane, the voice of Jedi Master Yoda. And this is Inside the Force. Listen, you will. Foreseen it I have, yes.
It is a period of Star Wars mania. As new movies, comic books, novels, and TV shows populate the system. Fueled by their love and passion for the galaxy far, far away, two exceptional geeks tap into hundreds of holocrons in order to bring you the knowledge and insight of all things Star Wars. Come and join them as they go inside the Force.
Welcome back, everyone, Inside the Force. Dave Cottingham here. With me, as always, my co-host, Casey Cooley.
Hello, everybody.
Welcome back to the galaxy far, far away.
Yes.
Where we are talking all things Star Wars. Got a great show for you today. We are going to review the next episode of Star Wars Rebels entitled Out of Darkness. A very female-centric
Yeah.
episode.
That's pretty good. Yeah.
We'll hit up some brief news that's out there, and then, of course, I got a topic that I haven't even shared with Casey yet.
Oh.
That was brought on by one of our listeners, and it is very interesting. So I'm thrilled. I can't contain myself. I want to tell you so bad right now, and I can't tell you right now.
We just can't talk about it.
We can't. All right, so first up, I know Casey usually hits on the episode 7 news, but we're really light this week on that.
Yeah. It's such a big thing last week. You can't
Right.
Kind of just
Yeah.
took care of, I think, our excitement.
I don't think the next biggest thing besides the title would be the trailer. So
Right. Yeah.
or if they gave us the crawl, that would be awesome.
Oh, that'd be pretty cool. Nitpick that crap to death.
I know, right? But George, he released the crawls early in the first 3 episodes.
Yeah.
Episodes 1, 2, and 3. I mean, those came out before, I think during the marketing or whatever.
Yeah. But like talking about the title a little more, I've just been talking with some friends about it and still getting a lot of mixed feelings.
Oh, really?
Some of them, love it, or some are kind of just okay, and some are just like, whatever. Like it's not a big thing, kind of thing. It's just like it didn't wow them.
Yeah, but I thought about this throughout the week. And maybe I don't know if we've talked about this or not, but don't you think that actually The Force Awakens is almost a reference to the entire Star Wars, line? Like this is the new direction.
Yeah.
This is the movies have kind of they've been off the screens for what 9 years now. It'll be 10 years or something like that. 11 years.
10 years.
10 years, and people are kind of talking bad about the movies because of the way the prequels came out to some fans. And I almost started thinking, what a perfect title, not for just the movie, but for the entire Star Wars saga. Yeah,
that's true.
The Force Awakens. Like this is reawakening the entire Star Wars universe back to the fans.
Yeah, like finally, like we're seeing the real Force, or like finally we're seeing Star Wars for what it really should be,
or just the new shape of Star Wars. This is
right.
This is going to kickstart, the new movie line, not just the episodes, because we're going to get a movie every year. So this is awakening the entire saga kind of thing. That's what I kind of thought about this past week. I'm like, actually, because there was an article about how Kathleen Kennedy and JJ are the ones that actually came up with the title. So
I didn't see that.
Oh, you didn't see that? Yeah.
Cool. No, that's cool.
Yeah. So it makes me. That's what made me think about it. Well, how fitting is it that they actually sat around and said, you know what, this is kind of rebooting Star Wars like never before. I know Rebels came out first, but Rebels was kind of in the works this whole time anyway. That was probably going to happen under Lucas, if that was going to happen. But with this new, direction with Disney and all this stuff, it just feels like all right, this is the awakening of Star Wars. Now we're going to get, unbelievable movies from this whole franchise. I think it kind of is a two meaning title.
Yeah, I definitely think so. I think actually it's just cool for JJ to actually, like a dream thing for him to come up with a title. That's pretty cool.
Oh my God, yeah. You kidding me? I probably would retire after that. I'd be like, you know what? I'm done. I don't know what else I can do.
Yeah.
I mean, I came up with this title.
That's just my job.
Yeah, exactly.
If my one job was to create Star Wars titles or Star Wars movies titles,
yeah,
I'd be okay.
Yeah. So that is interesting. That's interesting. You're getting that mixed feelings about that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited about it, but yeah, some friends are just.
Yeah, I've gotten a little bit.
Not impressed.
I mean, Chad, who's been on the show a couple times, he was actually not very impressed.
Yeah.
He termed it as safe.
Right.
It was a safe title.
Right.
Which I think. I don't know. I think there's meaning in it. I think obviously when the movie comes out and everybody sees it, it'll be more understandable. But
right.
But again, I think it does kind of lend itself to the whole rebooting of Star Wars, and not rebooting, but start of the new canon films and all this stuff. So
yeah,
I apologize, everybody. I've been coughing all week.
It's not acceptable.
I probably should have taken this week off of the show.
I'm taking over the show.
Yeah. But I can't do that. I gotta go. We go anyway.
It's too important.
Yeah, we gotta report this stuff. All right. So before we get to Rebels, just some brief news on other Star Wars stuff that's out there. If anybody hasn't seen the season 6 Lost Missions of the Clone Wars, that was just recently released this past week on Blu-ray and DVD, so you can pick that up. It's been on Netflix, so anybody's got Netflix, hopefully you should have watched it by now. But if not, you can go pick it up at your local retail store, Blu-ray DVD of season 6. In fact, I think I don't know if I thought I saw maybe a box set of the entire series, but I can't remember. I can't confirm or deny that. Also, the soundtrack. There's a soundtrack out now of the Clone Wars.
Ooh. Cool.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. Might look into getting that. Yeah. In comic news, there was an awesome release of a variant cover for Darth Vader #1 by Alex Ross. I'm going to go ahead and I'll tweet that out here in a little bit. One of our listeners actually tweeted it to me saying, Cottingham's got to be going crazy over this thing.
Right.
And I am, because it's awesome.
Yes.
Cannot wait for these comics to come out, man. I am dying to read this stuff.
Yeah.
Vader #1, unfortunately, doesn't come out till March, I think, of 2015.
Mm-hmm.
So, but they're coming out. They're starting to release all these variant covers. Star Wars #1, which comes out in January, has already got like 4 or 5 variant covers. But that's typical of a new series that comes out. So just a reminder, those comics are hitting next year from Marvel. No more Dark Horse.
Yeah.
And then actually just released right before we record. Actually, I don't know if you saw this yet, Case. The revealed poster for Star Wars Celebration has just been released.
I've not seen this.
It is awesome. Very old school looking. It's got Han, Leia, a shot of Vader, Stormtrooper, and a couple X-wings and TIE fighters flying around. But very different kind of than what they have done in the past with these posters. This is definitely more. I feel like it's a little bit more artistic, The other ones were pretty standard, I think Celebration 6 we went to was just Boba Fett, basically. Or was that 5? That was 5.
Right. 5 was Boba Fett.
Yeah. 6 was it was like just like the symbols, I think, wasn't it? It was just like the Rebel Alliance symbol and the
I can't remember.
Empire, and they had like it was like raining all the symbols and stuff like that. And like I don't know, it wasn't very detailed or whatever like this. This is pretty good. So that anyway, yeah, Star Wars.
Yeah.
Celebration coming in April.
Yeah, I've been talking to my buddy Cody about it and to ask him if he was going to go. He lives in D.C. right now. Might be kind of hard for him to go, but I told him I'm going to try my hardest. Mm-hmm. Like you're pretty for sure. Like you're going.
Barring. I guess something bad happening.
Something obscenely crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely going to be there. I know Chad's going to try to make it out there.
Yeah,
Charles is going to try to make it out there, and I know Raines, our buddy Matt Rainey, who lives in, who's back in L.A. Actually, he's going to go. So
awesome.
Yeah, I don't know if we're going to be able to stay with him or not because he's not in. Man, if this was a couple years ago, he lived like right next to the convention center in Anaheim.
Right.
But now he's in. I think he's in Santa Monica now, so it would be kind of a trek. But we all talked about. I mean, we'll just get hotel rooms right by the thing in a way. But yeah, if you can make it out there, man, I wish this time it was funny because the last 2 times we went, it was in Orlando.
Yeah,
and we kept saying, it makes sense, because Disney's here too. But that was before even the merger. But it was like, well, Disney's here. People can bring their families and go to Disney World and, this, blah, blah, blah. And we're like, this will be cool every year. And all of a sudden, the year we're like,
no.
Yeah, we're going back to Orlando. And then all of a sudden now it's Anaheim. Like, man.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for them to bring it back to Indianapolis where we can just drive up the same day.
Right.
That's where Celebration 3 was. And that was awesome. That was so easy to drive up there because we're like 3 hours really from Indianapolis. Right. And Celebration 4 was in LA, so that was the one that was kind of was traveled. But we only went one day that time, and that was more or less just to pass out the fan films. Didn't really sit. And it wasn't until Celebration 5 when you went that we actually, went to the everything and attended all. Yeah. Oh man, yeah, it's just awesome.
That's awesome.
Now what who went? No, Corey didn't go to 5, right? No,
that was my buddy Adam.
Yeah, because that was when we saw Lucas in the interview.
We stayed up, camped out.
That was awesome.
Yes,
was awesome.
Never ever forget that.
I know, man. That was one of the coolest things, man. All right, so that's really all the pertinent news that that we'll discuss. So as we get into the Rebels review, this was Out of Darkness. What these episodes have been doing are really kind of character centric. Centering on certain characters, kind of figuring them out, and getting a little bit more information about who they were and who they are and why they're doing what they're doing. So this episode, we got a lot of we got more insight into Hera, and we got more insight definitely into Sabine, where they are, and we learned a lot about the actual Rebel Alliance and a little bit about how this is all setting up. So what do you think about this this episode?
Yeah, it was very I guess surprising, but in a good way, to figure out kind of the goal and the purpose of these characters that we've now come to know a little bit about. I mean, this is this is the 5th episode?
Yeah, I think it's the 5th.
Or something. And like they start talking about why they're doing
6th. Things. No,
6th one.
No, you're right. No, it's 5th. Sorry.
But like Kanan, but Kanan's like talking about how they talking about the source. It's always referring to the source that they call Fulcrum, right? Is it
right.
Fulcrum?
Yeah, that was interesting.
Like, the first time we've heard of that name, and it's saying how it's his job to give us the missions that cause problems for the Empire and profit us. So it's the first time I've actually heard of an official like kind of purpose for what these characters are doing. Because it's always just seemed like they're going on these random things, trying to make some profit, trying to make some money. But I don't know fully well if they are trying to, shake things up for the Empire, if they are in fact rebels officially, or if they're just freedom fighters, trying to make a quick buck or whatever. So to me, it was real nice to get that concrete plan, that mission. Like, we are on a mission to upset the Empire, but yet make money for ourselves, kind of thing, and survive. So it's like a twofold thing, and I love that aspect of it, and the whole thing of who is this Fulcrum? Who is this guy? Right. Giving them, it's very suspicious.
Who do you think it is? Do you have any idea?
I think it's Bail Organa. Yeah, I think it's Bail.
You think it's Bail?
I mean, I think so, maybe.
Well, because it seems to me, it seems like that's it. Yeah, that's interesting. Because it seems like they've been doing this from the beginning. Yeah, and in that one episode where we saw Bail, it seemed like that was the first time he kind of heard about. So maybe, maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like it's gonna be somebody big. Is it Garm Bail of Bliss?
I was thinking maybe that. Yeah, or Mon Mothma.
Yeah,
maybe one of them. But it's very. I hope it is someone good like that, someone who is part of the rebels. I hope it's not Darth Vader or like Inquisitor trying to trick them or something like that.
Well, yeah, my one of my thoughts was maybe Tarkin.
Oh yeah, true.
But
why would the Empire go so far into giving them opportunities to hurt themselves?
Yeah,
that is the Empire. But maybe, I always want them to throw in Starkiller at some point.
Yeah, that would be pretty insane.
I don't know. Yeah,
or it could be another, like rogue Jedi, like General Kota or something.
Oh yeah, that'd be cool.
I don't know. Do you think
maybe it's Lando?
Yeah, but do you think
we're supposed to see him at some point?
I know, but do you think? Do you think the rebels even know who it is?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
They're just following orders. They're just. Somehow they've established trust with this Fulcrum, but no, I think they're just doing what they feel they need to do.
I mean, unfortunately, I haven't read all of A New Dawn. You think, is there a mention? I wonder if there's a mention of it in there.
I don't know. I haven't gotten through it yet.
I haven't seen anything on the forums or on the internet about any discussion of whether or not that's connected or not yet. But
right. Yeah. I hope it's not in the book, because then I'll feel like an idiot.
Correct. And I don't know if it could be. I mean, because I think they're trying to keep it a secret, to everybody.
Right.
So I don't see how it would be, to be honest.
Right.
But yeah, this was obviously when I first after the first segment, I started thinking of Pitch Black. If you've seen that movie,
yeah, excuse me, yeah,
with Vin Diesel, he's he's on a planet where these animals or these alien creatures can't.
Yeah, that's right.
Be in the sunlight,
Yeah.
So I immediately thought of that.
Yeah.
But
I don't know what that was. What that was going to be. I honestly thought it was Fulcrum leading them to a trap or something like that.
Oh, really?
I thought it would be much more of a Imperial type twist, not just like these creatures, these like native creatures that just killed everybody or something like that. It was a very interesting episode to me.
Well, I mean, that's not out of the realm of possibility that they that the Empire maybe planted them there.
Yeah, that's true.
In hopes to catch whoever is supplying them or whatever. I don't know. That's interesting. But this was again. This was a very Sabine was really shows in this episode kind of, she's showing her doubts a little bit of the missions and why she joined. You kind of learn that she was part of the Imperial Academy, the Imperial Navy, right, and that she left it. So there was a little bit of backstory there. Yeah, and I think it was just kind of a bonding experience with the girls, and just trying to get some more reassurance, I guess, from the purpose of what they're doing.
Yeah, and just in a way too, it seems like maybe they're they're causing some kind of a rift between Sabine, because she's just because of her backstory, and which is cool to learn about as well, like how she was a cadet for the Empire and kind of her misgivings about being on a need-to-know basis.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it caused a little bit of a distrust relationship between her and Kanan and Hera. I thought maybe it sets up for an interesting dynamic that may come into play later. I'm not sure, but yeah, it's just. It was, yeah. I wasn't maybe too thrilled. Maybe it's just because I'm not as interested in Sabine as I am the other characters, but nonetheless, I think it still added some pretty good elements to the overall kind of environment of the crew.
Well, I'm interested kind of in her just because, she's Mandalorian, right?
Yeah, and then she even said, she was based on the Mandalorian. Like they got her from Mandalore or something like that. Or she trained on Mandalore.
Right.
She kind of mentioned that in there, which is very interesting.
Yeah, it's very interesting. But I thought it was a very good time to, as far as great timing to introduce a source for these rebels, because it was starting to get into question to me in a way. It was, why would this group get together and do this?
Right.
Why would they all of a sudden? Why would Kanan all of a sudden just be like, "Hey, we're going to start just messing with the Empire," and
right,
without knowing or not if there's a bigger cause, which is what Hera kind of hints at, this episode where Kanan, she's trying to reassure Sabine, Kanan knows what he's doing. There's a bigger picture here, so that makes you think, well, obviously somehow it's got to be Mon Mothma, Bail Organa,
right?
Because that's what they talked about in episode 3 was, and Yoda possibly. It's like we gotta lay low for a little while, and 14 years later, it's time. Let's start these little skirmishes. Let's get this ghost crew out there and try to, in the Outer Rims, and try to start some stuff. And it's good to know that there is a plan. You know what I mean? And it's not just these random kids that are just getting together and starting a rebellion. Because I think that would be a little cheap in a sense,
right?
And
it was cool that Hera even made some references in there, like you kind of said, where she's saying there's a bigger picture, like you said, bigger than all of us, referencing the potential of an official rebel alliance against the Empire, kind of thing. It's like, well, it's pretty cool that there's already ideas about that, because I know this, obviously this is leading to that, but
because they're I guess
already talking about it,
right? And and there is a question about that, like timing wise, when did the official rebellion start?
Right.
I know the first movie that we saw of the show, Spark of Rebellion.
Yeah.
Is that the first time? When like we saw in the ABC special, Vader telling the Inquisitor there's someone out there that's could be a threat.
Right.
So yeah, it's a question, and if we're going to see the if we're going to see the official group meeting where the treaty gets signed or something like that,
Yeah. Yeah.
So there's some questions about that,
right.
Depending on how far this show goes and how many seasons and whether or not it, butts right up to episode 4 or not.
Yeah, I think it will. I think that's their plan. Right up there.
Well, that was was the Clone Wars plan too, but they didn't get that far.
Yeah, I mean, I just think that their plan is to answer the big questions, like what is going to happen with these characters.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that maybe one of the last episodes will be like, this is where they are during the original trilogy.
Mm-hmm.
And we're gonna see it, and we're gonna be like, "Oh, that makes so much sense." If one of these characters appears in episode 7, obviously we will see them in episode 7 before the end of Rebels. But it'd be nice to have to know that bridge and to see that
right
come to be, which very exciting times.
Very, absolutely. So. Obviously, in this, the episode is really, it's really about surviving this threat with these animals. Also, they're getting these supplies. The fuel line was cut in the previous battle with the some X-wing or some TIE fighters,
right?
And of course, they're fighting them off, waiting for the ghost to come pick them up. One thing I found a little odd though was when the ghost finally gets there and they all jump on, for some reason it just hovered there for a minute, and these things jumping on. I'm like, why aren't you flying away? What's the hold up here? But they obviously get away and have the supplies and whatnot. So I don't know, pretty good episode.
Yeah, not bad.
Pretty good episode. Next week, the next episode, the 6th episode, is called Empire Day. Mm-hmm. Pretty cool. For those of you out there that have watched Disney XD or the Disney XD app, you can watch it right now. It is out. I am going to check it out probably tonight.
Yeah.
Now you said something about some possible Easter egg in this thing?
Yeah, there's already some rumors out there because you can go ahead and see it. So some people have already seen it, and some report that there might be a little Easter egg that connects that episode to possibly episode 7. Now, I haven't seen this episode yet, so I'm going to kind of wait to see if I can catch it before I read about exactly what it is. I kind of want to be surprised, but I think it has something. I think it's just a little wink. Where I don't know if it's anything plot necessarily related, but I think it's just something kind of a little fun little thing.
Right.
But I'm not sure. We'll talk about that next week, I guess, if I catch it and if I think it is worthy.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to check it out. Okay, so this is going to lead into kind of on top of this Rebel stuff. This little theory that came across to me from a longtime listener of our show here, Roger Rayborn. He sent me this comment. He said, "Now this is good because you don't know about this case." Okay. And so he was talking about Leia in episode 4 and how the whole thing centers around obviously the Death Star plans, and he makes a reference that he says that Leia references to the Rebel pilots that they acquired the plans at a great cost. Now I don't remember that actually happening in the movie. Right. I was kind of skimming through that just a little bit ago, and I don't. There's no mention of the plans, at least as far as I can remember or see. But anyway, it's interesting still because obviously, the rebels did steal the plans and they beamed them to the Tantum 4 when she was on her way to Alderaan, stopping by Tatooine to get Obi-Wan. So anyway, now he did bring up too, which I didn't know, and I think you said you did, that in the expanded universe, Kyle Katarn who is a rogue Jedi, kind of smuggler-ish guy, he has credit for helping intercept the plans.
Right.
So that, of course, now is deemed non-canon because he has not been in any movies or TV shows, or any canon novels. So he is, whether or not he becomes canon or not, or shows up again, who knows? But that storyline. So technically, there is no canon storyline of how the plans got acquired. Is that safe? That's safe to say, right?
Yes, correct.
Okay, so what he proposed was, he had always assumed that something tragic happened to the people that got the plans. Now,
right,
you remember in episode 6, it was mentioned by Mon Mothma that Bothan's spies died acquiring those plans. Yeah. So, there's no actual
many Bothans.
Many Bothans, correct? Many, meaning more than 2 or 3, probably.
Just many more, so many Bothans.
So there's no mention of death in these acquiring these plans, because Vader even says, we intercepted a transmission, beamed to the ship by rebel spies. Yeah. So they digitally sent the plans. Now, whether or not they captured the guys that originally sent them, who knows? That part we don't know.
Right.
Anyway, I guess that kind of actually maybe adds to this theory anyway. But he was saying, what if the writers develop a story where those people are actually Ezra and the rebels?
Right. Our ghost crew.
Our ghost crew that steal the plans, acquire the plans, excuse me, and then get them to Leia, and that's how the series. And here's the thing: is that it would maybe make sense that we don't see them because they do end up getting captured or killed.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
That's very plausible. That would definitely be a great tie-in from these characters to the movies. Good backstory that it seems like that their story group is trying to fill in as much as possible, like explanations behind the original trilogy. So, I don't think there's any reason why that couldn't be the case unless they just decide not to go that route. But no, that's a very, very good possibility.
I think it is too. I think it is a very good possibility. Now, I'm still going to stick with my original theory that Max von Sydow is Kanan.
Yeah.
But on top of this theory, I'll probably throw in too that it's possible that Max von Sydow is the reason why no one knows him or who he is. Maybe he's in prison still. Maybe he's been imprisoned by the Empire this whole time. During like the original trilogy, and maybe he got out, I guess, when the Empire started crumbling, but
sure,
no one really knew who he was anyway, so he kind of just went off on his own. I don't know, but it is definitely possible that they tie into episode 4 this way, with the Ghost Crew being the crew that intercepts the plans. I think that is actually a pretty phenomenal theory and a very good possibility of being true, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know how far they would go, but to actually killing, the crew. For Disney, I think that would be a little harsh.
They just straight. Yeah, but we've already seen some pretty mature stuff so far early on in the show.
Yeah, so. Stormtroopers, but they're expendable.
That's true. That's true.
They're all over the place.
Still pretty dark.
It is a little dark, but until like a main character. Even in Clone Wars, we didn't really see any main characters get killed. Some of the Jedi, I guess, did a little bit.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Yeah, it's interesting to think about whether or not this group, how it does tie into episode 4, because we threw that question out there several times. Yeah, You know, where are they? Where would they be?
Right.
Why aren't they? You know, obviously, if they're around by episode 6, they're at that battle, the Death Star battle. So,
right.
But no, this would make sense. This would make sense that, you know, they're captured. Maybe that's why we don't see them in episode 4. I mean, what if they're captured and they're on the Death Star?
Goodness.
Right?
That'd be so depressing.
Yeah, I know, right?
So depressing.
And they didn't know, you know? I mean...
Well, I'm sure they're I mean, realistically, there had to have been some captured people on the Death Star.
Oh, yeah.
That are now dead because of Luke Skywalker.
Absolutely.
I mean...
Well, just think about you know, the whole Clerks conversation. You know, there's a lot of like contractors on that Death Star that didn't have anything to do with the Empire or the rebellion.
Right.
They're just on doing their jobs, and they're on there when they're, you know, like, wait a minute, why are we at Yavin all of a sudden?
Yeah,
I don't know. Let's just get our job. You know, let's just fix the plumbing. Next thing you know, they're collecting life insurance. You know, it's like, it's horrible. I mean, we're talking millions, probably millions of people, right? I mean,
Luke is a mass murderer. I don't know if you realize this.
He is. I mean, he might be. I mean, he's killed more people than Vader.
Probably.
I mean, realistically.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
But they're all bad.
Yeah, that's true. You know what you're getting into.
Yeah.
Going on the Death Star.
That's crazy to think, though. Yeah.
Yeah. Jeez.
You know, did you know I just quoted Arnold there? Did you notice that?
Say that again.
I just quoted Arnold there when he's like,
quoted Arnold,
but they were all bad. Do you remember that?
Oh wait. Oh gosh.
You don't remember that?
Is that Total Recall?
No. Close.
No, I can't think of which one is that.
I think it's the best movie he's ever done, by far.
Which one?
True Lies.
Oh.
You remember when she's like, have you killed people? Yeah, but they were all bad.
At the end. Yeah.
When they were sitting there, when he was sitting there getting
tortured.
Yeah.
That's right, because he was in the truth serum.
Yes.
He was like telling, but they were all bad.
They were all bad. Completely off topic here, but
yeah, sorry. It's
Schwarzenegger,
it's right.
man. He's awesome.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah. So I just thought that was a good theory. I wanted to read that on the air here and get everybody's minds going crazy.
Yeah.
About that.
Started something. Let's just start that rumor. Let's just be one of those guys.
Starts their rumor.
We have a source. We do have a source, you know. That's like, you know, we have an unnamed source who has inside information.
That these rebels are the ones that steal the plans. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's how the show's going to end up. So you don't have to watch it anymore.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. All right. So that's all we got for you this week. That's it. So we'll see you next week.
Done. Yeah.
No.
Goodbye.
All right. Yeah. Anyway, that is it though. New episode Star Wars Rebels is out right now on Disney XD app. Watch Disney XD. Obviously, it will air on Disney XD on Monday, 9 Eastern, 8 Central. Check that out. It's called Empire Day, and is the 6th episode of Star Wars Rebels. Thanks for listening to us, guys. We are at Inside the Force on Twitter, InsideTheForce.com. You can get there and listen to the show or subscribe to us on iTunes, Stitcher Radio, or TuneIn Radio. I am D Cottingham 21 on Twitter. If you want to hit me up, he is Kryptonian1138.
Yep. Check
us out there. Another quick tidbit: we are less than 400 days to episode 7. I think 400 days was yesterday. So,
interesting. But we gotta do some trivia now.
1478 in trivia. This is looks like it's going to be from A New Hope, which is exactly what we were just talking about. Yeah. It's funny how that works out. Oh, this is cool. What cell was Princess Leia being held in?
Ooh.
What cell on the Death Star, obviously, was Princess Leia being held in?
What the heck?
A, 197, B, 2187, C, 288, or D, 2298? I know this one.
Oh, shoot. How do you know this one?
Because I know I pay attention to all the numbers, and just like TK421,
Right.
those are good trivia questions. I think I remember this one, so I'll have to wait till you answer.
I'll go with.
Do you even know who says it? Do you remember who says it?
No, I can guess. No. I only remember 1138, but that's detention, so that's the one they made up.
Yes.
I'll go with B, 2187.
Okay.
I have a reason for that. I have an educated guess.
You have no reason for that?
I do. I have a little, just because it's the closest thing to 1138.
I see. Okay. Well, Han Solo is the one that says it.
Yeah.
And he does say, okay, here it is.
Yeah.
She's in 2187. So
Yay.
it is B. Ding, 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 ding.
Yay.
Good guess,
See,
Case.
I can think through.
Good guess. Yeah, so yeah, he says, here it is, 2187. So he doesn't say 2187, he says 2187.
Okay.
So
I can't think of the moment when he said it, but I thought of they must have chosen 1138 to try to get close enough to the real cell number. But
that's possible. Yeah, because you're right, because they did say earlier detention block 1138 when they were transferring Chewbacca. So yeah, that's right.
Sweet.
Anyway, thanks for listening, everybody. We are Inside the Force. Check us out every week. Next week, we will review the next episode of Star Wars Rebels, Empire Day, as well as hit you up with the latest news and anything that comes out. Check us out on YouTube, our 21 Network channel there. You could see some additional videos, part of the network. Right now, if you're interested in the Gotham show, we've got a video cast called the Gotham After Show, where we actually sit and on a set and discuss the show Gotham that's on Fox on Monday nights. Actually, it airs right before Star Wars Rebels. So if you guys are into that, go check that out. Casey's been on the show once. I'm a regular on the show, so and it's hosted by our very own Chad Perkins, aka Chris Hardwick wannabe. Anyway, good show. Thanks, Case. For Casey Cooley.
No, I picked this quote before the trivia question, so here it is. Garbage chute. Really wonderful idea. What an incredible smell you've discovered.
Interesting. You picked that before the trivia question?
Yeah, I thought of it before.
That's awesome.
I've been we're rewatching Raiders of the Lost Ark, and kind of on a Harrison Ford kick recently. So I wanted to pick a Han Solo quote.
Sweet.
Yep.
All right, so that'll do it. Thanks for checking us out, guys.
Yep.
Thank you, everybody.
Talk to you. Have a great week.
Absolutely. We will talk to you guys next week. For Casey.
See ya.
I'm Dave, and may the Force be with you.
This has been a production of the 21 Network. For more great podcasts, visit 21network.com. To view additional content, subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/21network. Follow us on Twitter at 21network for the latest news and updates. The 21 Network, for the fan and all of us.